Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I've finally got hold of a ring light thanks to my brother, and I'm gonna start doing a makeup tutorial and try and talk a little bit about mental health. So firstly I'm going to start off with setting spray, and while I'm doing my setting spray, primer and foundation and concealer, I'm going to have a talk about I'm not sure if you can see that, but on the 3rd of May there was an article that talks about increased funding for mental health, which, as we all know, mental health doesn't get a lot of money going into it, I guess. Smells like melons, like watermelon. Wait for that to sink in a bit. So basically the article says Health Secretary Jeane Freeman says the Scottish Government is already taken significant action on mental health, as she confirms an additional £200,000 in funding for autism organisations. There will be £105,000 going to Young Scot for the provision of new digital content on mental well-being for children and young people, which is needed, highly needed. That will be available on social media outlets. On support for families who may be feeling the strain during lockdown, there is a pledge of £700,000 for the Spark counselling service. If you're struggling, maybe have a look at that. Ms. Freeman said, the most important message I want to get across today is simply this: help is here if you need it. Which I do agree completely. If you look hard enough, you will find the help. So I'm going to move on to my primer, and then there are plenty more articles to talk about. But it is definitely well needed, because we have been severely lacking in mental health resources and money for a very long time. The royal family has known that for quite a while, and I think the rest of us have as well. But now, thankfully, people are talking more about mental health, and it is slowly making a difference. And if you need help, it is out there. You've just kind of sometimes got to look a bit harder. And I don't mean that in a bad way, I mean it in a good way. Like, I've had my own mental health issues for many years now. I went through a really hard time, going back about 6 years ago. And yeah, I pretty much went through every kind of abuse and every kind of alleyway, then, if you want to call it that I could when it comes to getting help. So yeah, I tried so hard to get help for my mental health, for the situations I was in. And as much as other people tried to help, there wasn't alchemy pretty much anywhere right now. Just make sure I got. And I know lockdown is probably taking its toll on a lot of people right now. Like, with some people like me, who we're kind of introverts, so we don't usually go out with a lot of friends, places. We don't usually, I'm very outgoing people. We tend to like staying close to home where we feel safe. But I know there's a lot of people out there who are more outgoing people. So for them to be stuck in it is quite difficult. But I want you all to know that there are people like you who are going through this as well. We're all pretty much in similar boats or same boats. It's people like me who are introverts who might not be struggling in some ways as much as outgoing people, because we're used to not seeing friends and other people all the time, used to not going out partying and here, there and everywhere. We're used to staying at home or in your local area, say. But we can kind of relate still to the people who can't or aren't used to going out often. We still kind of relate to that. So yeah, if you are struggling with anything, feel free to leave comments, because I'm sure other people they're going through a similar thing to you, and they might be able to offer some advice or some help, and you might be able to do the same for someone else. So we can build a sort of community and we'll help each other out, especially with how things are at the moment, where they're so uncertain. We don't know half the time what the government's messages actually are or mean. And it's particularly tricky when England has one set of rules and we have a complete different set of rules. So yeah, feel free to leave comments and talk to other people in the comments so that we can all help each other out. I have an Instagram and a Facebook page, as well as my YouTube, so feel free to check them out, and I will get back to you with messages or comments, whatever, as soon as possible, as soon as I'm able to, especially with lockdown. And let me know if you like my video, I guess, or my makeup look. I'll be tagging in the makeup I'm using in any pictures I post on Instagram if you need to know, or if you want to know. So I'm just putting on my powder foundation, which is especially good if you have oily skin problems, because everyone's skin is different. So that is done. I'm going to move on to eyes and do highlighter and contour later on. Once I put this on, I will read out another article. So I found a few. I know that one thing I was wanting to say for a while but couldn't do the videos for a while is one of my favourite singers, Demi Lovato. She is creating a charity so that she can raise money for mental health in the UK, which I found really amazing considering the fact she lives in America but she's helping us out in the UK. So I found that really amazing of her to do. I'm just locking this in right now. Try to get it as even as possible. Some eyes it's not always so easy. Let's see. Let's make sure that's in. I try not to put too much on because it tends to crease otherwise, but you have to have enough on that it does the job. So next I have my eye palette. So for my eyeshadows, I will show you. It's my favourite eyeshadow palette. There's all the colours you'll ever need, unless you want glitters. Maxi Reloaded palette. So I'm going to be using that one today for my look. So I'm starting with the lighter one of those two colours. Shake it up. Just start applying about 3/4 of the eye.